Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Hazwan bin Anwar. Today, I'm going to be your instructor and your presenter for my final year project is for human health status based on the IoT device using data manipulation algorithm. Okay, so before we go further, I introduce my name is Muhammad Hazwan and I have something big for you. And my supervisors, Sir Albin, also give me a lot of assistance in this project, so I can wait for you guys to know what is our big project. Okay, so I'm gonna give a briefing about introduction of my project, my background regarding my project, my objective for this project, and our scope in this object, and also methodology. And the final part, I'm gonna give you some introduction and some demo for my project. I can wait to see you guys excited to see it. Okay, so let's start. Alright, for my introduction for my project is gonna have an IoT device which gonna collect human body temperature, heartbeat, and also other health survey question from the patient. All this data will be manipulated using a data manipulation algorithm in terms to detect what is their current health status. Okay, so based on these all readings, medical team also are able to monitor their patient in a certain disease, and this will make them able to identify what is the problem regarding the patient. Okay, so for this network part in this project, we are focusing in terms of encryption. We're using AES 128-bit for the encryption all the information regarding the patient, and also we are come with a solution of default computing in terms to make the performance of the devices more faster than all the IoT device that most in the market have. Okay, for the last part in this introduction, we are trying to create some system that both connection can make between patient and also medical teams in terms to help them to assist in their medical records, and also to assist them regarding anything regarding their health to improve the quality of health in our community. For me, health is very important. Alright, so now I'm going to introduce about the background for this project. Okay, so firstly, our background is to having some giving an advice towards the committee about how important their help is. Okay, and secondly, our project background is to create a device that could help the people nowadays that most people should have in their homes or everywhere in terms to improve their health quality. And our third background is actually to create a machine that could help the patient and also medical team to assist help regarding someone or their health. This will improve them to take a fast action if it needed. Okay, and the last, our background is actually to giving medical team some record, or also to give them some easier job for them to show the and monitor the people that have a heart disease, and also to detect someone that in current situation we have a pandemic COVID-19. So if have someone in fever or also been traveling, so we can detect it in this system. Okay, so this is all the background for this project. Alright, so now I'm going to give you introduction for my objective in this project. Okay, so my objective is actually to identify the patient data based on the sensor that implement in the device with the purpose to collect their daily reading. Okay, so this is actually to help the patient in terms to give the current reading of their health. Okay, the current reading for their body temperature and also their heartbeat. Okay, the second objective is actually to compute the data based on the sensor reading and to classify it based on their current health status. Okay, for this part, it's actually a combination of the sensor data from sensor and also a combination data from the health survey that we contains in our system. Okay, for some disease we cannot detect it from the body temperature and also the heart rate. For example, like the people that have a diabetes or any kinds of disease, they are not coming from the symptom that are fever or heartbeat. So with this health survey in the system, we believe it could detect another disease. Okay, so another part is in our objective is actually to construct a device that can monitor people health daily and make it able for them to alert with their health and also alert the medical people. So actually, as we say, when they are recording their health in the system, so this will giving opportunity for them to know what is the current status of their health. Okay, let me assist it. If that current patient is actually have a disease but they are cannot able to detect from the system, so medical team itself can say from the record, and if it have any trouble regarding it, also suspicious, so the medical team can have a message with them and also to send them a notification towards the patient. Okay, so this is an objective for our product. All right, now we talk about scope in this project. Okay, for the first scope is actually we want to have a patient that might need a doctor to monitor their health, especially in terms of heartbeat and body temperature. So actually we are giving them a system, a system for them to collect all their records, and this will make a medical assistant to assist them regarding their health based also in the dose sensor and also in the health survey that we provide. Secondly is actually the combination of the hardware to collect the data and software to develop it and data manipulation algorithm to process it. Okay, so we have a sensor, we have the hardware, and we have this web-based system data. So all of these will be combined using the data manipulation algorithm in terms to give what is the current health status of the patient. Okay, for the thirdly is actually we want to implement in hospital or any place we require the patient to monitor their health. So okay, in this part is actually we want to give it the patient itself to use the device in anywhere that the current at. So this will help them to always assisted about their current health status and their current reading based on the system and also based on the sensor. Okay, so the next thing is actually in network. We are trying to focusing in the fog computing, which is actually to improve the network performance in our devices, IoT devices, and also to improve our security. Okay, for the fourth thing is actually we want to develop encryption methods to protect the data from being shown in the clear text form. At this part is actually we provided in encrypted for the AES 128-bit in terms to protect data credential of user from being taken by other or unauthorized person from be access their system. Okay, so the last thing actually to create the system for patient and medical teams to manage health information management. So actually is to create some management record regarding the health for the patient, and this will help the medical team in terms to assist their patient about their current health status. So all of this is all our scope regarding our project. Okay, so now I'm going to introduce you about methodology in this project. Okay, so we have a 6 phase in this project. First, we will planning, and second, we will go to requirement and analysis, and third, we will go to design, and then we go to develop and coding, which is the very hardest thing, and we go to testing for testing all the function, and lastly, we will deployment and operation phase. Okay, so in a planning phase is actually we want to create some things to focus about what projects that we will do. We will identify a lot of things, do a lot of observation. We will do have kind of discussion about what to do regarding current situation, that what is current needed in these situations. And during this planning phase, we are do a lot of observation, okay, regarding the current situation. Okay, and next we will proceed into requirement and analysis phase. Okay, at this phase is actually we are to identify what is the current hardware and software that we need to use regarding this project. So we will list it all the hardware and software that we need to use and all the needed information in terms to create in this product. We need to also make a lot of reading at this part because we want to have a lot of information regarding how to handle the software and also to developing this project. Especially this project is regarding algorithm, which is data manipulation algorithm. So it require a lot of reading in medical terms. Okay, and at third phase we are proceed into a design. Okay, so at this part actually design is we want to create some things that able to satisfy all the requirements, okay, that we have already identified in all the previous phase. And also at this part also we want to create some things that put all the components that we already discussed before this in hardware to create some things that could produce an output and giving what we really need in this project. Okay, and then we proceed into develop and coding. At this phase, as I told you, is a very hard part because in this requirement we are doing a lot of time where we need to prepare in terms of idea and also to do a lot of more readings and research about how to create the data manipulation algorithms, how to create the encryption, okay, and also how to develop the fog computing and also to deal with all the hardware and software devices in the IoT. So all of this combination are stating in developing and coding. So it's required a very long time and it's required a lot of knowledge because we want to make sure that all the result at the end of it satisfied all the our objective and also our targets in this project. Okay, so at last phase we want to focus in testing. Okay, so testing is actually a phase where it just require a very small period. It's because we want to test this on a community. Okay, so for this project it's actually has been tested by a few of our friends and also our family members in how they feel the familiar with the UI and in terms of its function, in terms of everything in this project. So I think it's a very requirement at this phase. And then our last phase is for deployment and operation. Okay, at this phase is actually in giving a user guide and more details regarding the project that will be prepared in the report. So actually we are giving them some guide about how to using this project, how to make this project like very familiar to be used, and also at this project can be used in planning and able to solving the problems. That's mean I refer to these goals and this problem statement in this product so that we can all solving regarding our problem statement and also to fulfill all our objectives. So at this part it's a very important because to make sure that the product is being developed based on what we are planning. Guys, ready to see the device? Okay, ta-da! So here is the device. Okay, so this device is actually a combination of on the bottom one is known as the CT Uno, and on its top is for the Wi-Fi model EXP8266 model. So here is all the wiring part, and the power is connected to the computer. And here is called as a pulse sensor, which is going to capture your heartbeat. So here one is a very actually cheapest one. They have a very expensive one that more accurate. Okay, and then here is a small button. Okay, so this tiny button, push button, is actually to start the readings of all the sensor. Okay, so if you can see there, there's a small here. Okay, so here is known as a LM35 sensor, which is going to capture your body temperature, and this will help you to gain the body current body temperature. Okay, so when you hit the button there, so supposedly the pulse sensor is on your wrist and your LM35 will capture your hands. Okay, so this device will send the data to our for computing, and then you need to enter the health check-in record in terms to proceed into with health survey to produce you the current health status. Okay, so I'm going to show you on how all of these method going to happen. Okay, so before that I just going to give you another briefing regarding this product. Okay, actually we have no case because, okay, why? Because this first all the sensor like this pulse sensor and LM35 sensor is actually need to be in open air, because if you are putting in case, it will be more difficult for you to capture the sensor from the humans. Okay, but however in future you can upgrade it into more specific sensor for the health. Okay, so I'm going to show you now for the next on how to use these devices and to get your record. Okay, all right, so now I will show you about how the demonstration of this project. Okay, but before that I want to show you, okay, for example, now if you can see the pulse sensor is located in my wrist. Okay, and then once of your hand go to LM35 sensor. Okay, for this device I already upload the code, so now just press those push button and then we can go. Okay, so now here is sample. All right, so I put the pulse sensor on my wrist. Okay, and then one of my hands was on the LM35 sensor. You can see there. Okay, make sure you put the correct hands there. Okay, and then you can press the button, okay, to start it. Okay, so when you press the button, so the result should supposedly up. Okay, now I open the serial on my computer. Okay, so if you can see here, it waits for connection. Okay, it waits for connection. Okay, now from this signal it shows that it's ready, okay, for the button to press. If you can see that starting connection to our fog, and there's a connection for in our Wi-Fi connection. Okay, so in all of that is our information regarding the connection. Okay, so now I will show you. Okay, right, so we have this on my pulse sensor on my waist. You can see there. Okay, and then one hand's on the LM35 and other one on the push button. Okay, so during this process you just hit the button to start on recording your data. Okay, so now I show to you. Okay, after I press the button, so my temperature body is 36.5 and my heartbeat is 109, sorry. Okay, so then we wait for it to send to our file. Okay, so now it takes only 25 seconds. So what you need to do is that you go to the account of our web-based system. Okay, you can see here is our web-based. So here is the graph for your temperature. So I take 36.5 at 8:55. Okay, now it's 8:55. Okay, so you can see there. All right, so here is my heart rate. Okay, so before this, maybe my heart rate just for the testing. So current is 109. Okay, so I can show you another example. So if you press this button, you actually can see all the records that you take. Okay, all right. Alright, so now what you need to do is you go here on help check in, then press check in, put your data, for example 36.5, and then your heart rate is 109. So what you need to do is answering all the health survey question in terms to do a data manipulation algorithm for we to identify what is your current situation of your health status. Okay, if you can see here, if you read all the question here, it's actually refer to all mental and physical health. So it's not covering just about your physical, but it's also covering about your mental health. All this question is provided by WHO. Okay, you can refer. I can give you the link for the survey question that supposedly been answered by people. Okay, so for this part, I answer it all very well because I have no problems regarding their health. Okay, so answer no problems, no problems, no problems, no problems, problems, no problems, 9. Okay, after you answering it, don't forget it to submit it. Okay, so when you submit, the prompt say thank you for checking in your daily record. Okay, and then here is your current health status. Okay, which is total mark is 125, and your health status is good. Okay, so you go to records and check on our daily records. Okay, if you can see here, I'm giving you another example for another record that is unhealthy, which is need assistant, and also the healthy record. If you can see here, there's a letters our help, which is we are very healthy, of course. But you can see my heart rate is very high because I'm so nervous. Okay, you can see here all the record is correct. So here is example for not good in heart rate regarding from age. Okay, my age is 22. So here's my age. If you see, if temperature is too hot, it will say need assistant. Okay, if we are using a very too heart rate is sound suspicious, so it needs a assistant. Okay, so all these records been made before this. Okay, for as a try it as a demo, you can see. Okay. Okay, so now I will show you on how to deal with the system page for the medical team. Okay, first they need to log in. For example, here is the account. If they are still not yet, you can register here on this page. If they already have an account, they just can log into their account. Okay, for example, here is an example of the medical team's account. They have a function to show a password also. Okay, then click login, and then here is just briefing about profile. Here is to edit profile. Here is to update their passwords. Okay, so this is a dashboard for the medical teams. Here is the daily record for all the patient that taking everyday daily. So here is for them to watch every takes that made by the patient. So here's the body temperature, and here is the heart rate that makes by patient. Okay, and then here is the button to send a notification to the patient. See, let me say it's been sent. Okay, and then here's the full records of the patient, so they can view the records. Okay, about the patient. Here is if the survey is not answered. Here for the patient that already take a survey. Okay, and then here also have a function for sending notification and also to delete the patient. At this point, they can watch the all new medical teams that have been requested to join the system. Here's to accept them, and then selected their roles, doctor or medical team support. Okay, and then here's a appointment to view it, the appointment, to edit if required, and to add if need to add. So here's a function for auto search in database that need to type current patient and everything. Okay, so they just can search the name of the patient. Okay, so here's a map, and here's a message to the patient. Okay, here's a sample I can show to you. Hello there. Okay, and then the message can be sent. Okay, and then here's the inbox to check their inbox. Okay, to view the message and to reply the message. Okay, if so they can delete if required. Okay, so here's a part to see all the notification that managed by the doctor itself. Okay, so here they can see the status is respond or not respond. If not respond, that means the message might be a new one. So you can see here this is all the new records. Okay, so if required them to take action, they can also take the action. Okay, so doctor also can delete the notification. Okay, so that's all for the medical team management page. Okay, so now I will show you on the mobile version for the human health status system. So when you download it, you will see here is a login page. Click the patient, for example, and then log in as a patient. Okay, if not, you can register here for registration. Okay, and if you already have, you just can click here for login. Okay, here's an example of the email of the account. Sorry. Okay, then press login. Okay, you can check. Here's a dashboard for patient. You can check your health survey and COVID-19 survey that you done, and you can check here for a value total user of the account. Okay, you can check a graph. Okay, for the patient, for example, and then you can go for check in to check in your health record. You can go for COVID-19 survey if required you to do a survey. Okay, and then here's a daily record that you can check what time on did you take. Okay, and then here is a health record, total of all health record that you done. Okay, so here's appointment that you can check. You can view your appointment. Okay, and you can find your nearest hospital if you want to, and then you can go for a message to send a message to a medical team. Okay, show example. Okay, can send. Message has been sent. Okay, and then here's a inbox for you that you have an inbox from reply and everything. Okay, and then you can check who is reply. Okay, and then you can go for the notification. Okay, and here you can check all the notification that I still not respond or everything from you. And then lastly, here's just a profile setting. So here's for your profile setting, here for setting of the password. Okay, and then you just need to log out. So that's all for the patient in the mobile. Alright, so now here is the next features for a doctor or medical teams on in. Same like a patient too. Okay, you need to sign in first. Okay, and then see your password. Also the same features, we have a show password features. If you are still not register, you can just press the link on register. I can show you. Okay, if you still not log in, you can register yourself here. Okay, if yes, you just need to log in. Okay, and then wait. Okay, so here's a medical team UI for their mobile application. Okay, so they can check a daily records of the patient. Okay, they can send the notification if they want to. Okay, and then they can watch a full record of the patient. Okay, view record. Okay, so they can view a record. You can see here for their survey and their COVID-19.
age and everything they can check. Okay, and then on the user management, on user management they can check who is been trying to access the system. Okay, they can view and select any role if they want it. Okay, and then for the appointment features, they can view the features. Okay, they can view the appointment, they can print if they want it, and then they can edit the appointment, or they can also add the appointment. Okay, so they just can here just search the name without need to full, because database will auto search for it. Okay, so here's an hospital to find a nearer hospital. Here's a message for the doctor to send. Here's for the inbox, you can see here, right, the one that I already just sent it. Okay, you can view the message. Okay, you can reply if they want to. Okay, and then here is a notification management. They can check all the notification that they send to the patient. Okay, so here's the last one is showing that last notification and its success in database. Okay, so that's only for the medical team. Okay, they can view the record and everything, they can send notification. Okay, they can do anything regarding the patient record. Okay, so that's all for the medical team in the mobile version. Thank you.
Okay, so after you already see all my demo for my project, so I hope it's clear about what I'm doing, about what is all the project is about. So if you want to go to our web-based system to visit, you can click the link here. I will provide the link later. And if you want to download the apps also, you can just click here to download the apps. We are not providing any Android app store, so just to make it free, you just can have in Google Drive. Okay, and then that's all for today. Okay, so thank you so much to lend me your ear and your eyes for my presentation. So if you have any question regarding this project, just contact me or email me. And you also can go to my link tree to see more details regarding my project. Okay, so thank you so much and stay safe. Thank you.